Hey everyone, okay, so I've mentioned this before, so this really will be the last time that I speak about this topic, but it would become a huge task for me to write down all the foundations out there and the compatibility issues with them. So I'm just going to give you as much information as I can really quickly so that you can work it out yourself. It's much easier that way. So the reason that foundations don't stay doesn't really tend to be because it's a dreadful foundation. It's because of compatibility issues that we never think about. So I'm going to break it down for you quickly. Oil and water don't mix. Silicone and water don't really mix that well either. So if you are using an oil-based moisturizer or primer on your face, and then you use a water-based foundation like MAC Face and Body, and then you wonder why your foundation isn't staying put and it's sliding around and it's gone. That's because there is no compatibility. If you're going to use a water-based foundation, try and use a water-based moisturizer. If you're going to use an oil-based foundation, the same with the moisturizer, and the same with silicone. Silicone-based foundations, silicone-based primers. Bulk of foundations out there are actually silicone-based, so it's quite easy. And most of the primers out there are actually silicone-based. When you look at a lot of the reviews for Makeup Forever and their primer is okay, it's nothing special, it's good, but it's not amazing. You see a lot of raves about how good it is. Well, when I use this primer and I use my HD Makeup Forever foundation, it just looks amazing and it stayed all day. That's because you've got two compatible products being used simultaneously. You're not using something that contains a completely different set of ingredients and emollients that maybe aren't compatible. So the easiest way to work it out for yourself is to think that if it's an oil-based foundation, you will tend to find oil or some form of oil within the first 4 or 5 of the ingredient list. From the beginning, which is normally water, you will find oil there within the first sort of 3 or 4 of the ingredients. Same with silicone, and if it's water-based, and think for yourself like MAC Face and Body is a great water-based foundation. If you're looking for a great water-based moisturizer, it will tend to have silicones and things in it, but more in the middle of the ingredient list and the end of the ingredient list. It's what's at the very beginning, the very first sort of 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 ingredients that really count, because the ingredient list goes from the highest concentration to the lowest concentration. So look for silicone. If you've got a silicone-based foundation, look on the back, look at the ingredients. You'll know if it's silicone because it will say, and then look for a moisturizer or a primer that's compatible. And I promise that by mixing like with like, you will reduce the foundation moving, you will reduce the foundation smearing, you will reduce it disappearing into thin air, and all the other things that bother you. You should still 100% set your foundation with a makeup sponge in a pressing and rolling motion, because this will lock in. And if you do that, use products that are alike, then you will not have any more issues with your foundation moving. You can also do what I mentioned before about taking a tissue, pulling it apart so you've got just like a tiny bit of it, and then putting that onto the foundation. This will absorb all the excess oils, leaving the pigment behind, then set it, and you're on your way. But remember, like speaks to like, so look at the ingredients, think about the first 4, 5, maybe 6 ingredients, look for silicone, look for oil, and just understand that once you kind of get a grip on it, it becomes really, really easy, and you will understand that when you mix oil and water, they don't mix. That's why foundations don't often stay. And by following this in a little bit more harmony, by joining like to like, we will increase the amount of time that our foundation stays on our face and the compatibility issues that we've had. And we will find that we are liking our foundation a lot more, and that probably wasn't the foundation, it was actually the skincare products underneath that were causing the problem. Thanks for watching, bye bye.